Hello everyone and welcome to an edcom webinar conference from Professor John Delacruz at San Jose State University. That's me. And what we're going to talk about today is convergence. So what is convergence? Convergence is when you have two or more distinct different entities coming together. Usually we tend to refer to convergence within the realms of technology. And it's a feature that has come in very strongly into the worlds of brand communications over the last few years. So when we have two or more entities coming together and these are powered by technology, how does this affect advertising? How does it work with advertising? And how does it work for advertising? Well, let's contextualize the theme of convergence within brand communications. And the best way to do that, I guess, would be to maybe think about out of home. Okay, out of home as a space where communications happens. So out of home, well, that's just billboards, right? We all know what billboards look like. Static, print-based devices which stand at the side of roadsides that are there to just convey the printed message. Not really. Certainly not anymore. Because our world has been transformed by technology. And in turn, technology has changed consumer behaviour. Especially when consumers are out of home. And the unifying theme that we can study, that we can analyse what's been going on, is the theme of convergence. Consumers can now access internet through TV. We have smart TVs that enable us to watch TV programs, watch pre-recorded programs through Netflix, for example. We can buy and rent videos from Amazon straight from our TV. We can Skype on TV. We can interact with our Facebook, with our Twitter through TV. We can watch YouTube videos on TV without the need of any external devices. We can watch TV on our phones. Our mobiles, our smartphones have TV viewing capabilities. We can watch video on a variety of screens. So the humble billboard has now become a video screen, somewhere where we can project. We can project onto the sides of buildings. We can project onto almost anything that we like. And we have a multitude of web accessing devices, from phones to tablets, to PCs, to laptops, to TVs, to screens. We can engage with interactive screens in out of home as well. So why does this matter? Why does the fact that we are using our mobile in so many different ways, that we have so many ways in which we can access the internet, why does it matter for advertising? Simply because it offers fantastic opportunities for out of home communications. What we can do now with out of home goes way beyond that Dunkin' Donuts billboard that we saw earlier on. And what we have to understand is the connected consumer. The connected consumer has mobility, and that tells us what they do and how they do it in different places. Our connected consumer has got access to commerce in many different ways. He doesn't have to go to the shop anymore. He can access commerce through mobile, through other devices. He's connected. He's connected when he is away from home and when he's in home as well. Our connected consumer is social. Social really drives what the connected consumer does, thinks, is. But importantly, our connected consumer requires content. And content is what we, as advertisers, provide for them. So what's really driving convergent out of home? Technology, of course, but technology that has impacted on mobile and on social. Social and mobile coming together is probably one of the biggest convergences that have impacted on the worlds of advertising. For example, 55% of Twitter traffic is from mobile devices. We are tweeting on the go. And in fact, research this week has shown that the place most likely for tweets to be coming from is the bathroom. So whilst we're on the bathroom, we're tweeting. 1 in 7 search queries is on mobile, and these numbers, don't forget, are changing all the time, increasingly as smartphones are becoming the norm across particularly the US and the UK and across Europe as well. But 500 million people globally, which is 55% of active users, are accessing Facebook via their mobile. The mobile has revolutionized the way that we socialize with other people. And this is a really key fact that I want to draw to your attention. 65% of smartphone owners use them to pass the time when waiting. While we're waiting for a bus, while we're waiting for a train, while we're waiting in airports, while we're waiting outside a store, in a mall, while our partner is inside shopping. We're there holding bags, but we're not just holding bags anymore, guys. What we're doing is that we are engaging with mobile. We're engaging with our smartphones in order to tell the world that we're standing outside a store in a mall waiting for something to happen. We're tweeting, we're using Facebook, we're connecting with the outside world. We're using our smartphone in order to pass the time. So our phone has moved from being a simple speaking device. We do know this. This has been changing for a number of years now. But our phone has become more than simply a speaking and photographic device. It has now become a computer. It's our radio on the go. It's our TV. We can access TV, we can access radio through Pandora, Spotify. TV stations offer content live and videoed through mobile. It's become a gaming console. Importantly, it's increasingly becoming a debit card. We can make payments with our mobile phones, and it's becoming a travel card. We can use our mobile in order to check in for that flight that we're about to catch. Our phone has become much more. It's become a convergent device within our hands. It enables consumers to connections that happen. And I want to show a small number of videos now, case studies that explain really what we mean by these key words I want to throw at you. The first case study I want to look at is for McDonald's. And McDonald's ran an out-of-home and social campaign during the Olympics in London. And what they did was that they enabled users to define what kind of a fan they were, what kind of a sports fan they were. They uploaded photos, they uploaded content via Facebook, which then eventually, through a selection process, found its way onto digital billboards, print billboards, and finally onto the big moving digital screens in Piccadilly Circus. It doesn't just end there, because those who were selected were told about it via Facebook before the event happened. They were given, they had their video of their shot in Piccadilly Circus posted to their Facebook wall, which meant that others would see it, their friends would see it, they would share it, and their friends would then be enticed to engage with McDonald's as well, and the Olympics. So McDonald's is driving the Olympics, is driving fandom in this particular context. They're there in the background, but of course they're very much in the foreground as well. So let's just watch this video and see what it's all about.
What kind of fan are you? For McDonald's, official restaurant of London 2012, the Games were all about the spectators. And for their We All Make the Games campaign, we put the public front and centre. Billboards drove fans to Facebook, where they uploaded photos to show just what kind of fan they were, with new challenges every day. The best pictures were chosen to appear on posters all over the country, including the iconic screen at Piccadilly Circus. The live poster system enabled the team to manage the whole process themselves, meaning multiple users could review, approve and distribute thousands of images simply and seamlessly, at any time, to any network. Lucky winners were given advance warning so they could see themselves on Piccadilly's famous screen in person, and a video of their 15 seconds of fame was posted to their timeline to be shared with all their friends. Live Poster turned McDonald's existing campaign into a truly social one, creating a constantly evolving portfolio of real-time advertising, made by fans, celebrating fans.
Okay, there we have McDonald's connecting the connected consumer with the brand through an event that they love. The next one is a bit more base, I guess. It's not as worthy perhaps as the Olympics case study, but it certainly shows how brand owners and consumers connect, how they engage in conversation through out of home and a multitude of technological devices. This case study is for Corona Light, and it's a campaign that took place in the US. Effectively, what you're aiming to do here as a user is get your 15 seconds of fame up on the big billboards in Times Square.
Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Light. These are the powerhouses of the light beer world. For Corona Light to command the same attention as these brands, they needed to make a big beer impact without spending a big beer budget. Our solution? Give us your Facebook like and we'll give you a piece of our 40-foot-tall Times Square billboard. It was a simple action in the digital world that led to a very public spectacle in the real world. The Corona Light fan page immediately gained a devoted base of people ready and willing to share their new beverage like with the world. In just 2 months, fan numbers increased by over 6,000%, from 3,000 people to almost 200,000. And because we posted a snapshot of your appearance on your profile, anyone who looked at your feed was enticed to like us as well. We had friends, brides, bands, and even a few pets make it in lights above New York City, all proving that Corona Light wasn't an anonymous light beer that you drank out of red keg cups. It was something worth declaring your like love for. Thanks for the like.
Okay, so there's Corona Light offering you those 15 seconds of fame in Times Square. So both of these campaigns show how out of home is engaging with other technological changes, how it's engaging with users through devices, through social, through mobile. It's helping you to bring your interconnected world to life through the brand itself. Convergence enables consumers to control the brand. It enables to engage with the brand and to control aspects of how they communicate with it. It also enables the brand to engage with consumers by allowing them to have some freedom, really, in the way in which they converse with each other. So there is control. There's control by consumers, and in the case study I'm going to show you next, we can see how commerce is driven, literally, through engagement via Facebook, via social. This can happen via mobile. It can happen in-home, out-of-home, and it's effectively helping to drive attention to a specific event. This event is for Mini at the Brussels Auto Show earlier on this year. A Mini was suspended with a rope at a 15% angle, and underneath the rope there was a Bunsen burner. This Bunsen burner would shoot flames up at the rope whenever somebody controlled the flame through the Facebook page. The idea being that if your flame was the one that finally broke the rope, you would win the Mini. So let's see how this one works. So as a consumer, you're in control. Okay, you're playing the game, you're being entertained, but ultimately you're controlling what goes on. But the brand controls you as well, of course. Engagement is key, entertainment is key. Ariel conducted a really nice campaign over in Finland as well, where again you were able as a consumer, as a user, to engage with the brand, to play with the brand, regardless of where you were. Okay, using technology, using mobile and using social. The idea here was that you would shoot stain-inducing missiles at a load of clothes, and you controlled the cannons from wherever you were. Okay, the winner would be the one who managed to hit these clothes. The clothes would get washed and they would be sent to them. So the idea being to demonstrate the cleaning power of Ariel. But really what we're doing here is entertaining, engaging consumers, really not thinking about laundry detergent, but thinking about having fun and being able to win something. Okay, so there we have engagement from the detergent sector. Absolutely amazing, really, the way that through Facebook we can engage with Ariel. Convergence enables us to share, and sharing is one of the key words, really, that we have to bear in mind when we're communicating to today's connected consumer. Simply because sharing is key when we're using our mobile. We've seen how we can share with mobile, through mobile, via Facebook, Twitter, for example, a whole multitude of other networking channels. So sharing is key. And this last example I want to show you is one where we can share for selfish reasons. This campaign is a current campaign running for Heineken, where we can be a part of the whole sort of Heineken family. We can give ourselves gifts without appearing to be selfish. How do we do this? Well, by sharing through the Heineken Facebook page. I'll let the case study speak for itself.
This is the Heineken Beer Tender. It lets you pour fresh draft Heineken beer at home. It makes a wonderful gift. You could buy one for yourself, although that wouldn't be in the holiday spirit. But what if you could buy one for yourself and make it look like it was a gift from someone else? That's the spirit. Introducing Beer Friender, a Facebook application that matches you up with someone else who also wants a beer tender, and then sends them to you as if they're gifts from each other. It'll arrive nicely gift-wrapped and with a card, all thanks to your new friend. Consider this gift to yourself, Heineken's gift to you.
Okay, so wonderful way in which Facebook is being harnessed by Heineken. So is convergence all about technology? Well, in a way, technology does drive convergence. But really, at the very heart of all of these campaigns, we have big ideas, okay? The big idea that has to be brand relevant and target audience relevant as well. We need to have content. Technology is useless without content. There has to be engaging content that will drive users to your Facebook application, to wanting to engage with your brand in a convergent way. Engagement, again, needs to be at the heart of whatever we're trying to do, whatever we're trying to say, using this sort of new world of technology-driven innovation. We have to engage consumers. That old rule still applies. But importantly, what we have to do is ensure that there is involvement for our consumers, for our target audience. Where the rules have changed is that we can no longer simply entertain, deliver interesting content. We have to ensure that our users, our target market, are actually actively involved in the process as well. So we can see that, for example, through the McDonald's campaign, through the Corona Light campaign, where users are actively involved, there is engagement between the brand and the consumer. The content is engaging, it's interactive, and effectively there is a very strong idea at the base of it, at the heart of it. So we cannot do without ideas, without content, without engagement, and without involvement. All of those things, driven by technology, are offering us a new convergent way of communicating with our consumers. Is it the future of advertising? Well, it's the present for sure. So thank you. Thank you for taking time out from your busy, interconnected day in order to listen to this webinar. So what I'd like you guys to do now is to post any questions you may have on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and I promise I will answer them all as soon as I arrive into my office.